Welcome to the next episode of the Dark Web Deacon. Before we begin, be sure to smash that subscribe button, click the bell to turn on notifications, and check out the latest items in the Dark Web Deacon merch store. There is a link in the video description below, and become a true Dark Web enthusiast. New videos are published every Monday and Thursday. Today's episode is inspired by feedback from one of my subscribers. So a big shout out to @TabbyBilla on Twitter for asking me to review the mobile app MySudo. MySudo touts itself as an all-in-one privacy app so you can speak privately, browse privately, and pay privately. It is developed by Anonymity Labs out of Salt Lake City, Utah. The app allows you to create secure digital profiles called Sudos with phone, handles, email, browser, and virtual card numbers. So you can use your Sudo profile instead of your personal information both online and off. The app is available for both iPhone and Android, and it is free to download, and the initial set of features are free to use. First, once you download the app and start it up, you get an initial splash screen, as shown here. Then, you're asked to create your first Sudo profile. I initially encountered this error message when I was creating my first profile, and I think it was just due to some connectivity issues. So I definitely would make sure you have a strong Wi-Fi signal or a strong cell phone connection before you create your first profile. On the second try, it immediately went through, and it brought up the screen to basically enter your first Sudo name. After that, you can put in a Sudo handle, as shown here. This Sudo handle enables you to communicate with other MySudo members who have downloaded the app. After you've created your handle, you basically create your MySudo email address. So you put in your initial ID, and all the emails are registered to the domain @sudomail.com. After that, your first Sudo is complete. You have a handle and an email address. The free Sudo plan that you initially default to allows you to have 3 Sudo email addresses with 1 gigabit of storage, 3 Sudo handles, which allows you to have end-to-end encryption between other MySudo members, Sudo to Sudo communications with it, which is end-to-end encrypted, and 3 Sudo private browsers. So there is a private browser that is part of the app that basically allows for ad and tracker blocking through the browser. There are 3 paid packages available in the app, being Sudo Go, Sudo Pro, and Sudo Max at $99 a month, $4.99 a month, and $14.99 a month, respectively. They all have the same overall feature capability, just the Sudo Pro and the Sudo Max have enhancements in terms of the number of messages, minutes, email storage, and virtual credit cards you could potentially have. But if you want to leverage the full capability of the MySudo app, you can just sign up for Sudo Go. With Sudo Go, you get a virtual number, you get the messages and encrypted communication, along with full email storage and 3 virtual credit cards. Before we jump into the paid offering, I want to highlight some of the available settings within the app. So it has things around calls, such as being able to block certain callers, messages in terms of being able to get read receipts, your contacts information, where you can basically do various sorting. And then there's also things like Face ID and PIN for login, and this is where you can actually, of course, delete your account. And finally, just some basic information around privacy. This is where you can basically, if the app does crash, you can allow anonymized crash reports or anonymized app analytics to basically try to make a better experience in the future. A private browser is available through the app. So inside the app, you can click on the browser feature. It leverages DuckDuckGo search in the background. And so you can search the internet as you would with any other browser, and it will support basically ad and track blocking as you search the internet. So I did sign up for MySudo Go at $99 a month, and now I want to add a virtual phone number. So basically, you first select the country at which you want the phone number to originate from, and then you're given a list. And so you basically type in the initial area code, and you're given a list of choices. And once you choose the number you prefer, it takes a few seconds or so, and it links that phone number to your MySudo profile. From there, you can send text messages to phones within the MySudo network or outside the network, and I have verified that this works well and it's very fast. There's no latency. And also, you can call anyone outside the MySudo network just like any other phone number. And again, verify that this works well. No issues there, no quality issues or dropped calls. So again, emailing anyone, texting anyone, or giving anyone a phone call through the MySudo app with the phone number and email accounts you've created, that's all they will see. They will see no reference to your actual email address or your actual phone number. So this really does protect your privacy. And finally, the biggest advantage of a paid membership is the ability to create virtual credit cards. Now, each virtual credit card transaction does go through their payment processor, and so there is a small percentage and a service fee of roughly 3% and roughly 31 cents added to each transaction. Before you can actually get a virtual credit card, they do need to verify some personal information, and this is a regulatory requirement. So things like name, address, and date of birth do need to be verified. And so you'll submit things like your name, street address, date of birth, and you'll click the verify button to actually verify your personal information in order to start the virtual credit card process. Once the identity verification process is complete, now you need to add a funding source in order to generate the virtual card. You enter such things as credit card number, expiration date, security code of a physical credit card, along with your billing address. And at that point, a validation process begins to validate that information. Once complete, your new virtual credit card is created that is tied to your physical credit card. This new virtual credit card can be used just like any physical credit card. The virtual credit card number, expiration date, and security code can be used at any time. The credit card company itself knows that this virtual card number is tied to a physical credit card and will approve any transaction. In closing, I give the MySudo app 2 thumbs up. I think it's definitely worth a try to download and is a great app to use if you care about your overall digital footprint and trying to protect your online privacy. The virtual email and virtual phone numbers are great things to give out to various vendors so that you reduce the amount of spamming attacks or smishing attacks that can occur on your email and phone number. Also, by adding that virtual credit card number, it's a great way to shield online purchases. So in the event of fraud, you just basically delete that virtual credit card number rather than having to try to reissue a new physical credit card whenever there's fraud on one of those. And finally, I think the overall pricing packages are really reasonable. And as I mentioned earlier in the video, the MySudo Go is only $99 a month, which is really cheap and really gives you all the basic services that you need in terms of email, virtual phone number, and a virtual credit card in order to get yourself started and protect your online privacy moving forward. Thanks for watching, and as always, please like, subscribe, and provide comments, and turn on notifications by clicking the bell in order to check out future videos published twice a week.